Good morning, YouTube. We are on our way to Queechee Gorge. This is in the southern part of Vermont. Another beautiful day. It seems as though my rides are getting shorter the more I ride this year. I don't know if it's because of the new bikes or if I'm just getting more used to riding with a few thousand miles under my belt. It is kind of nice though. It makes the ride feel not like so much work. I think sometimes I worry so much about getting to where I'm going, it makes the ride, I don't know if it's more like work or take longer or what, but a wise man once said it's all about the ride and not how fast you get there, but enjoying the ride itself. And I think once you get a little more accustomed to that way of thinking, it does make things a lot more enjoyable. Of course, there's something to be said for doing a butt plus too. Between the 3 bikes this year, I've got 3,000 to 4,000 miles on, and that's pretty decent considering we've had quite a bit of cold and rainy weather. So I'm pretty happy so far, and it's just actually getting to be summertime officially, which is a big bonus. Hope it's a good one.
Queechee Gorge is very close, 3 miles away. Looks like there's a balloon festival there.
A woman actually jumped off this and survived. I don't know how. Obviously some Greg Louganis technique. This is the other side. La la la. Very pretty. There's a bunch of hiking trails and stuff around. That's all she wrote. All kinds of little things and whatnot over there, little shops and restaurants, motels, hotels. And we're off for the second part of the ride. I kind of wished I would have taken more time and maybe gone to the balloon festival. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Once I get to where I'm going, I have a tendency to want to get going. I used to not stop at all. It was almost like a challenge for myself to ride from point A to point B and no stops in between. Thanks to the awesome gas mileage of the bikes, it's very easy to do. And then again, I'm always thinking about logging those miles. I like to do a couple 100-mile rides, otherwise it doesn't feel worth it. That's another thing that I'm trying to get past. If I even take a 15-minute ride at night after work, it's a 15-minute ride, and it always does help. I wonder if anybody else out there has any techniques or tips for out there riding. I always like to bring a Red Bull with me. That's kind of a thing I've developed through the years. It always helps me get through the rides a little better, I think, and it helps me take those breaks too without drowning my guts with a bunch of liquid or whatever. I always like the New England way of life. It's kind of a lot like riding motorcycles. It can be a huge risk, and sometimes it makes me wonder why I do live in the cold climates. I'm not much of a skier or even a snowmobiler. I've tried and it just never takes. But I do like the fact that this kind of climate doesn't suffer fools. A lot like motorcycles, I guess. I noticed this year at Laconia, and I've just never really picked up on it before or wondered why. The motorcycling community doesn't seem to wave when there's a lot of bikes around, and I guess it's just the hassle of waving every 3 seconds to different bikes. But like I said, I've never really picked up on it before or paid attention anyways. And I wonder if anybody else out there has any opinions on that. If there's some sort of unwritten rule. Usually I'd say probably about 95% of the time, just about every biker waves out on the open road when there's nothing major going on. Harley riders or whatever. And I wonder, too, how you guys feel about the trikes and things like that. I know a lot of the times it's older people and people who can't ride two wheels anymore. And do they fit in the same category, seeing as how they need motorcycle licenses? Friendly biker. Yeah, I just I wonder about things like that, and if there are any rules as far as that sort of thing goes. The new tire thing, as far as scrubbing in new tires, between 1 and 200 miles is a pretty safe bet as far as them being officially broken in. And of course it depends on the waxes and things they store in the tires. I'm actually coming up on 1,000 miles on the ZX-10 now, and getting ready. I'm already thinking about that Motul full synthetic oil. I'm also getting excited for the Kawasaki ride event, where they give you a free race day on the track of your choice anywhere in the United States. And my choice is going to be Loudon because I know where it is. There's the 1,000 miles. It's officially broken in, they say, at 1,000 miles. I really do love this bike. It's so plush. It rides so much better, even than the Z1000. That's a pretty stiff ride. But this bike here, it handles the bumps so much better. And the wheelbase is just about the same. It's only ½ inch shorter than the Z and a ½ inch longer than the CBR was. And yet it feels like one of the best bikes I've ridden overall. The way it handles too, for being as plush as it is, it handles amazingly well, and it fits me so much better than the CBR did too. I really like that. Excellent mirrors, wind protection's awesome. I cannot wait to light this thing up. Speaking of lighting this thing up, I love it when these guys and girls ride in the passing lane for miles on end. I don't know if it's purposely to be a dick or if they're really this stupid, but it seems almost unplausible that they are this stupid. And yet look at this guy. Speeds up a little bit. There goes that guy. Will he get past him? I don't think so. So, yeah, this is the times I enjoy having a machine like this. Whoever says you don't need a leader bike if you want to make quick passes on deadly corners, places you shouldn't, it's very nice to have this kind of thrust twixt your legs. Yeah, I wonder if that woke him up at all. Probably not. That's probably my fault. Hoodlum biker, making trouble. Hope he tells everybody what a douche he is. Or I mean that I am. I'm sure that'll be his take on it. Anyways, they are actually talking about making that illegal in some states. And I think that's an awesome idea because that is ridiculous. I'm sure if I would have been a cop, he would have came to his senses a lot sooner. Some other things that are coming up at the Queechee Gorge is a antique festival in November, and also a pretty cool Scottish festival, also Celtic. They do all kinds of family lineages, and it's pretty cool. They do all kinds of games and dancing, which is really awesome. The way they got it set up is pretty awesome. It's actually the 36th annual Balloon Festival today. I really do wish I would have taken more time and seen that. That's always cool to see those big balloons float up. See all the different styles they have. They put a lot of effort into running those balloons. It must be pretty time consuming and labor intensive too.